If you're trying to find a flat in London with a budget of £1,000 a month, you know how brutal the market is. Everything is expensive, none of the flats look that good, and it might feel like you are competing with the entire world. But I found a few places that might just work. This first studio is in South London and it is advertised at £1,000 per month. It's in a house that looks cute. I love this first picture with the bow windows. It looks very bright. I also love the floor. The kitchen doesn't include much, but it is part of the living area, so it is an open kitchen. And there is actually a bedroom, so it's not a studio, it is a one-bedroom flat. We can see on the floor plan that there is this living room and kitchen area, and then the bedroom with storage in the bedroom, a very, very big bathroom, and you even have a utility room. The bedroom is also a very good size, and there is integrated storage, which is always handy. Now look at this bathroom, it is massive. Actually, it might be the biggest room of the flat. There is a window and there is a bath, two things that are quite rare in studios in London. And there is all of this empty area where you could do whatever you want, really. If you're working from home, you could do an office area, or maybe you could set up a small gym. I'm just joking. I know that extra space in the bathroom is not the most handy. I'd rather have a bigger living room or bedroom, but it is what it is. If it was for me, I would still try to make the most of the space and set up some extra storage in it to put everything that doesn't fit in the rest of the flat. The area where the flat is located is between zone 2 and 3, and having a one-bedroom flat for £1,000 per month this close to London city centre is quite rare. I really like this flat. I love the big windows in the living room, I love the wooden floor, and I also like that there is space, like in the bathroom for instance. I know we can't do much with this space, but I'd rather have it than not. The only issue with this property is that it is only available for 6 months and it is unfurnished. I can't imagine anyone going through the trouble of bringing all of their furniture in the flat only to move out 6 months later. And I think they are struggling to find someone to rent it because it was first advertised at £1,300 per month and they already decreased the price by £300, which is a lot. Of course, this flat is not a long-term solution, but if you don't have a lot of belongings and you don't mind living in an almost empty flat for 6 months, that might be a good deal. Here is my very quick recap for this place that is a bit unusual. For the pros, I would say that it's close to London Central, it is a one-bedroom flat, all the rooms are quite big, and it is charming. In the cons, it is only available for 6 months, so it is not really worth our time. This next place is advertised at £930 per month and it is all the way down in southwest London. It looks like the closest station is Richmond on the District line, but it is 1 hour and 45 minutes walk according to Google Maps. There are a few train stations nearby, so that's always an option, but I personally want to be close to the tube. This place doesn't have a lot of images, and when we look at the first one, my first impression is that it looks like a doctor's office. Maybe it's the fact that there are some parking spaces in front of it. So the building itself is nothing special, and inside we can't see much from the photos, but I am not repulsed by the photos, so I'd like to see more. And the good thing with this place is that they have a virtual tour, so let's have a look. The main room is an okay size, nothing big, and the kitchen is decent. There is everything you need. There is an oven, there is a lot of storage. I don't know where the fridge is though. And then the bathroom is pretty decent, looks like it's been newly renovated, and it looks like there is a window, although we can't really see, but over here in the corner I think it might be a window. So from this video it looks new, clean, healthy. It is unfurnished, so it would mean having to buy your own furniture, and there isn't a lot of space for storage. I also have a slight concern about the kitchen because I can't see a fridge, but maybe it's hidden behind one of the doors. There is something interesting in the description, is that the photos and videos were taken before the current tenant moved in, which means that the current condition might not be as good as it is on the photos. Another interesting thing is that they raised the price because at first it was advertised at £895 per month and then they raised it to £930 per month, which is interesting because it still hasn't been rented and it's been more than a month. So for the pros, there is the fact that the rent is below our £1,000 per month budget. It also looks clean and modern, although we would need to check that during the viewing because it does say in the description that the photos are old. I also like the fact that it's close to the Thames because I love being close to water. And the building itself looks like it is in good condition. For the cons, I would say that it is a bit far from public transport. It is not the biggest and it is unfurnished. And I'm also a bit bothered by the fact that they raised the price. To me, it seems that they put it at what they thought was a fair price and they probably received a lot of enquiries and decided that they could be making a few more bucks out of it and so decided to raise the price. It just gives me a taking advantage of tenant feeling that I don't like. But if you are on a £1,000 per month budget and you want your own place, this would be worth checking out. This next studio flat is advertised at £927 per month and bills are not included. It is located in Zone 2, the closest tube station is Archway, and it says in the description that it has a communal garden, which I'm really excited about. The main room has nothing special, but I like the fact that we can see trees from the window and not the street, which might mean that it's quiet and it's a nicer environment. The kitchen looks decent and has the basics that you would need. It has storage, it has a proper stove and oven, and the bathroom has nothing special really, but it is big enough. And finally, a picture of the building. It looks well maintained, nothing to say. This place has a video tour, so let's have a look. So you have quite a bit of storage in the entrance. The main room is a decent size. I also like the fact that you have a view on the garden. Okay, so it's quite interesting. The kitchen is actually separated from the main room, which is something that I like. They changed it a bit compared to the photos. They moved the fridge and I can see a washing machine. And finally, the bathroom, as I said, nothing special, but it's big enough. It does the job. So let's recap. For this place, the pros are that there is a garden and the main room directly overlooks the garden. It is quite central and close to a tube station. There is a separate kitchen and there is a decent-sized bathroom. Also, it is below our budget of £1,000 per month, since this place is advertised at £927 per month. Even though, let's remember, this is not including bills. For the cons, I would say that it's nothing special, it's not necessarily modern or big. It also says part furnished in the description, so I would be interested to see what comes with the place. But overall, I think this is a strong one and I would definitely go have a look. To conclude, I know that £1,000 per month is a lot of money and you will definitely get more for your money if you are willing to share a house or a flat. However, I know that everybody is different and for some people, sharing is just not an option. So I hope this video gave you a better idea of what is possible in London in today's rental market. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see a similar video but focus on house shares instead, let me know in the comments. And for now, I suggest that you watch this video next.